What's going on, everyone? It is the Durf. The Edge of Fate is here, and I'm here to bring you a two-part video series. We're going to call it Edge of Fate for Beginners. Now, you may not be a beginner to Destiny, but we're all beginners, in a sense, to the Edge of Fate, how it works, and of course, that means new builds and XP grinds to get your character leveled as high as possible. So the first part of this video series is going to be all about leveling your character up, best XP farms, easy things you can do to get the most XP from the playtime that you have. And the second part of this series is, of course, going to be setting up your character to be as powerful as it possibly can during your XP grind phase. If you do find anything helpful in this video or video series, please consider liking and subscribing. If you know a guardian out there who could benefit from this video, who is completely confused and may be wondering, what should I do and how should I do it? Please share this video with them or send them my way. My goal is to help as many people as possible. So I'm excited. This is my first video and I'm going to make sure to break it down as best as possible. Let's go. Before I go into the best XP farms you can do, whether you are a solo player or a fire team only type player, we need to find out what we are grinding towards, and that of course is light level. The pinnacle cap for light level this season is 450. Everybody is going to start out at light level 10. From light level 10 to light level 200, you can play any activity in the game, regardless of planet, destination, whatever you want to call it. You can get yourself all the way up to 200 light level by simply just playing any activity whatsoever. From 200 to 400, you will have to play portal activities. Any activity in the portal will get you to that next tier of 400, regardless of whatever you play inside that portal. To get from 400 to 450 is not only going to be the best way to farm XP in terms of the content you're going to have to play, but it is also the only style of content you're going to be able to play to increase your light level above 400. Now that we have power levels established, let's talk about the single easiest way you can get bonus XP, and that is, of course, through your Ghost. Under the first selection of the mods, you can select all the way up to Blinding Light, which will give you a bonus of 12% XP increase. Me, myself, for the first couple of weeks, maybe even only 1 week, I will set it at 10%. An extra 10% means you have to work 10% less hard to get the XP from the activities that you are going to be grinding. You continue to grind for XP, you're going to see rewards coming through the rewards pass. As you level up the rewards pass, you will get bonuses to different things as they go along. It's important to note the seasonal challenges every single week are one of the things you're going to want to focus on to maximize your XP gains. These are things that you can either do solo or sometimes with the fire team if need be. The ones you want to focus on specifically are going to be the ones that have pluses next to the Challenger XP. So Challenger XP+++, for example, is going to have a ton more XP gain for completing that challenge than, say, this one here, Datapad Discovery Part 1, where it's only going to give you Challenger XP, but there's not going to be any bonuses behind it. Also, kind of a bonus, you're going to get Bright Dust for the ones that reward the most. As you level up the Rewards Pass, you're going to see Rewards Pass bonuses gradually increase as you level it up. The most important one, if you're grinding XP, of course, is going to be the XP bonus. Provides various XP gains at different levels. You can see, due to the fact that I haven't been able to play as much as I want, I've got a couple of XP boosts right off the bat. However, at 15, 25, 45, and 55, you're going to get additional XP bonuses. Now, the more XP you have, the higher the gear that's going to fall from the activities that you're running. And on top of that, that's going to help you to gain more loot with the higher end activities, which we'll get into here in a little bit. One of the easiest ways, I guess, and also one of the most expensive ways to max out your rewards pass as fast as possible to get all those bonuses is to, of course, buy pass rank. For the cheap price of 100 silver per rank, you can level yourself up until your heart's content until you max out this rewards pass. This ensures that no matter what activity you're doing, you're getting the absolute possible highest XP gain in return that the game can honestly give you. So whether you are literally rank 1 and you max it all the way out to the top, or you are like me, I'm rank 13 right now at the making of this video, and you decide you want to buy a few pass ranks with silver, that's completely up to you. But don't worry, we're going to go through other ways that you can gain XP at a pretty fast rate to where I don't really think you're going to be missing out on if you can't buy the pass ranks. One of the easiest ways to get XP is, of course, through regular vendor bounties. Vendor bounties, if you were stacking bounties before the release of Edge of Fate, probably helped you get to the rank that you are at right now. However, if you are brand new to the game or you didn't get a chance to do any bounty stacking, you can still go over to the World tab here next to the portal and quests, and you can still go to the vendors on Neptune, Europa, Savathun's Throw World, the EDZ, of course, the Cosmodrome, the Moon, and even Dares of Eternity, the Dream of City, and of course Nessus. You can go through the different vendors that are there, and you can complete all of the bounties that each vendor has to offer. There's going to be rotating daily bounties, and of course, certain vendors like Shah Han, for example, in the Cosmodrome, are going to have weekly bounties that will give you more XP upon completion. So even if you didn't get a chance to do a bunch of vendor bounties before Edge of Fate came, or if you are brand new to the franchise, so to speak, for lack of a better way to put it, and you don't know where to go on the different plans to get bounties, and are maybe wondering if they're even worth it, they absolutely are. And every one of them that you complete will just add to the overall rewards pass rewards that you're going to get, as well as contribute to the level of gear that you're going to get for all the activities that you complete. Now, the section of the video that I know most are probably tuning in for, and that is going through the portal. Now, I'm going to go through this in no particular order, but I'm going to preface it by saying any portal activity that you farm over and over, regardless of whatever it is, will guarantee eventually get you up to power level 400 with the gear that it drops. As you level up, new powerful gear will be rewarded as you increase your light level. So if you are not infusing your gear through the inventory screen, make sure you're doing so before you start your next activity. So in my opinion, if you're just running solo, for example, run a couple of Vanguard strikes, for lack of a better way to start this section off, get a couple of pieces of gear, level it up, and then go back in and keep going. The higher your overall light level is, the higher the overall gear that's going to drop, whether it's blue shader or purple for legendary, for example. It doesn't matter. You can infuse it all the same. So with that in mind, let's get through some of these sections, and I'm going to show you some of the best ways to farm that XP. Up first here, we're going to go over to the Seasonal Hub. Now, the Seasonal Hub has a few things that you want to keep in mind. First up is daily challenges. These daily challenges, you can see when they refresh right now, it's going to be 15 hours and 29 minutes from the making of this video. You're also going to have weekly challenges that refresh in 4 days and 15 hours. Now, as you complete these, for example, and I'm just going to scroll over to the bonus focus because I haven't completed that yet, you're going to get weekly rank progress as well as bright dust as well as XP. XP will apply to things like your artifact. It will also apply to your rewards pass, and you can complete these and have kind of a makeshift list, a shopping list of you, if you will, of things that you can do to get yourself some added bonus to the activities that you're running in the portal. So whenever you log into the portal, make sure you come into here, see which ones are up here for the daily, for example, because those are going to change every day. And then as you progress through the things that you're doing in the portal, make sure you're checking out the weekly challenges and trying to complete them. Obviously, if you want to get the most XP out of there as possible, the best way to do it is to try to knock them out as fast as possible. As you progress the weekly rank progress, and I know that was just a lot of times using the words progress, in progress, in progress, you can come over here and see the different rewards that you're going to get for completing them. So I'm just going to go through a few just because I have a few to even talk about. You're going to get things like strange coins, enhancement cores, unstable cores. You're going to get bonus powerful gear. This means that based on where you are at on your power level, when you get to one of these, your next power reward is going to be higher than your overall light level. So it's a good way to get some equipment and or some weapons that you can infuse with the weapons that you want to use regularly. As you continue, you can still get things like Bright Dust, of course, more Strange Coins. You can get the Armory Requisitions from Commander Zavala, from the Vanguard Armory, and you can even get things like Enhancement Prisms, so on and so forth. And eventually you'll get up to Exotic Engrams, of course, the ever-elusive Exotic Cipher, and Ascendant Shards. So if you aren't checking out your weekly challenges and your daily challenges, you are going to be missing out on some pretty sweet stuff. We've established sort of the baseline for things you should be checking once you come into the portal on a daily basis or maybe even a weekly basis, depending on how often that you play. There's things down here on the right-hand side, regardless of your light level, that you can use. Any of these activities right here, for example, that show up in this quick hitter playlist, if you prefer to do these as opposed to anything else that I go through after this, just know that as you complete them, you will continue to get increased power level rewards that you can use to infuse your favorite weapons and or armor all the way up until 400. You do not have to go into any other playlist if you don't want to in order to get to 400. Just know there's going to be other ways beyond this quick hitter playlist, so to speak, that you'll be able to use to your advantage as you continue to level up to power. And we're going to go through it real quick. So first up, for you solo players out there who might be looking at this, wondering what's in it for them, we're going to go down to the solo tab. The easiest one to farm, no doubt, is going to be the Solo Ops playlist. Now, you'll notice there's going to be different levels of difficulty, and as the different levels of difficulty become unlocked based on your power level, you see this one's 90, this one's 180, and this one's 270, the higher the rewards are going to be for each activity, and the more rewards you're going to get as far as XP and things like that. So ideally, in a perfect scenario, as you level these up, as you level your character up and reach these new power levels, you're able to then play these new power levels in order to gain more XP from enemy kills and things like that, overall completion rewards, so on and so forth. All of these will contribute to you eventually getting to that 400 power cap before you have to start really focusing in on higher end activities within the portal. So real quick, the Solo Ops playlist, if you don't understand what you're looking at, has a set modifier, a set difficulty, and you cannot change it. You can view the normal difficulty, you can see the build crafting modifiers, you can see the mode modifiers, you can see the combatant adjustments, and you can scroll over them, and you're going to get all the information that you need from this screen right here. However, you will not be able to customize it, and I'm going to explain why that's important here in a second. If you're looking for the most customizable experience as a solo player, you're going to want to, instead of using these playlists, you're going to want to come down to the Solo Ops operations. Now, these are going to change from time to time, and as they change, make sure if there's one of these on here that you really, really like, you're hitting that over and over again for the best rewards. But it gets better than that. Bungie told us that we would be able to customize our gaming experience, and for you solo players out there that are wondering what the heck does that even mean, I'm going to show you right now. So if we take the K1 Logistics solo activity, you can see down here, of course, matchmaking is off. It will be off for all of these options up here, even the preset difficulty playlist. However, you're going to have an additional tab that you don't have in that top row, and that is under Customize. If you go to Customization, you are going to be able to customize your experience. As you customize your experience, your reward score forecast is going to increase. You see right here at my level, and of course, I understand some people are going to be like, oh, Derv, you should play more before making this video. Believe me, I'm going to be playing a bunch over the next however many weeks, is going to be my grind until I get to 400. Hopefully it's not weeks, so hopefully I can start getting into builds here in about a week or so, maybe less, and show you guys just what to do with all these rewards you're going to be getting. But for now, the power level, the rank reward grade, so to speak, you can see it's at level B. That's going to determine how good your rewards are going to be, and the higher the difficulty, so to speak, the more XP you're going to get. So everyone's going to start off on this training. 1 of 7, okay? Apply boons and banes and complete objectives to increase your challenge multiplier and your score. Complete the activity with a high enough score to earn an A grade rewards package to continue on. So the way that you're going to be able to do that is by increasing your difficulty. Until you get to advanced, which is 100, your highest difficulty you're going to be able to go to is normal. Now from here, you can increase your reward score forecast. By doing that, you're going to pick your own modifiers. So it doesn't really matter what it is. As you're scrolling through, make sure you're looking at the reward rank and see where you're falling. So for this, for example, I like to put on full throttle. Full throttle is going to help me increase all my outgoing damage. So if you're struggling with builds, or maybe you don't have the build that you want yet, full throttle might be a go-to for you. But regardless of what any of these are, just pick the one that works best for you. In the second one, you can see now on the right-hand side, you're going to see the reward score forecast is going to keep going up. So I'm going to pick, I don't know, Carousel of Pain. It doesn't matter. You see my reward score forecast went up by 10% to 11,000. And then we're going to go here one more time. We're going to pick whatever, and your reward score forecast goes up another 10% to 12,000. You can do this for the different modifiers. So if you want, you can pick whatever Bane that you want. Boom, another 10%, you're going up to 13,000. And of course, you can increase this by one other challenge modifier in this section, and you can go up to, let's just say you want Subtle Foes. Now your reward score forecast is up to 14,499, and you're still in the normal difficulty. As this increases, your rewards will eventually get up to an A-level reward rank. Once you get to an A-level reward rank, what you're going to want to do is profit. So that's going to be the name of the game for you solo players out here, is going to be going up, increasing your difficulty, putting on modifiers, and adding to the reward score that you're going to get, which will in turn increase the power that you will get and help you rank up XP as absolutely fast as possible. Again, we know we're going to get gear no matter how difficult the activity is, but the goal is not necessarily gear, it is getting XP, because XP will directly translate to your overall experience with things like the artifact, unlocking all those things right away, and of course the rewards pass. So XP gain is XP gain is XP gain. So the higher your XP gain, the faster you're going to level up, period, point blank. Now we're going to go into what you do if you are in a fire team. The fire team is going to play pretty much the same way. You can see down here, there's going to be different things that you can get from doing different activities. What you want to try to hit are the activities in which you can get bonus drops from if you can help it. Now, if all the activities that have bonus drops on them are just activities that you absolutely hate and you don't want to do them, fine, I get it. But you're going to be in a fire team, so I would assume that, in a fire team, you guys are going to feel more powerful than maybe if you're a solo player. So I would say spend the time to get these done. Again, we're talking 10 minutes. I know it says 10 to 15, but you really got to be moving slow in order to not get through these things in 10 minutes. Maybe some of the battlegrounds will, hold you up a little bit depending on how hairy the situation gets. But again, you can go through the Fire Team Ops playlist. This is where you log in right here. Matchmaking is on, and you can matchmake with anybody out there in the galaxy and take on the enemies of the Traveler. However, if you come down here, you're going to notice that matchmaking is off. This is for those who want to come in here with friends and reap the benefits of their efforts as best as possible. So the easiest way to do that, of course, once again, you come over to customize, and you can see, once again, we've got different levels of difficulty. This is where things like Grandmaster and Master runs are really going to start pouring on the rewards once you get those levels available. Again, it's only the first week. This game's been out, or this, not the game, but the expansion has been out for what, 4 days now? No, I mean, there's going to be folks out there that are going to hit the power cap already. I get that. I'm going to be working on pinnacle rewards. But this is specifically for if you're part of the XP grind group, which is the majority of those playing the game right now. What is going to get you the most XP for your efforts? So you can see the team XP is going to obviously start at 10,000. Now, as you increase, the modifiers and things like that, you're going to, again, go up together in power. So everyone in there is going to benefit. So if you're doing the math on this, you can go through activities theoretically faster and get those XPs back even faster, and you can do it in a team style environment. You can also go through Crucible. Now, Crucible, again, a portal activity. It doesn't matter which activity that you play on. Eventually, you're going to find yourself at the 400 level power cap. So for the few PvP players that follow my channel, if you're looking for a shout out to the Crucible, and believe me, I haven't given many over the course of me releasing any of these videos, this is your time to shine. If you are a PvP player, do not worry. You don't have to play PvE activities in order to be able to get to that power level cap 400 either. But just make sure you're accessing it through the portal, because if you're doing non-portal activities, again, you will only get to 200. So just keep that in mind. Now, once you get to 400, or if you want increased reward drops, this is where you're going to go. Under Pinnacle, there's going to be rotating playlists of missions such as, for example, today, Kel's Fall, Starcross, and Whisper. In each of these, there's going to be possible rewards up to 2 completion rewards. You'll see the Whisper is a 1 completion reward. This one, the Starcross mission, is a 2 completion reward, and Kel's Fall is going to be a 2 completion reward. Plus, if you achieve grade B or higher, you earn the Lionfish 4FR fusion rifle to add to your arsenal. It's a guaranteed drop. How this is going to work is going to be precisely the same way as if you're doing a regular fire team. You'll notice that the matchmaking activity is off. So if this is something that you want to solo by yourself, and I know there's plenty of solo players out there, here's where you get the most bang for your buck. You come over to the Customize tab, and again, you're going to have Advanced, Expert, Master, and Grandmaster difficulty for, yes, Kel's Fall. So because I can't tell you what the Master and Grandmaster difficulties are going to be like for this particular mission, because this hasn't been a mission you can run Grandmaster on, I can only imagine the amount of rewards you're going to get if you're in these final 3 difficulties. Expert, of course, is going to be the easiest of the 3. But again, your goal is XP grind. So by the time you get to Grandmaster, your grind is theoretically over. You know what I mean? So Grandmaster, of course, is going to give you the highest tier possible. So when you hit that 400, these are the missions in this tab right here that you're going to have to do in order to search for Pinnacle rewards, which of course are going to get you to that ultimate cap of 450. So, do you have to do these in order to get to 400? No. In fact, this is going to be, again, there's going to be certain missions that are going to float through here that you can do very quickly. I'm thinking like Encore. There's plenty of speed runs of Encore. But if you can run one of these particular missions very, very well with very little resistance, and you can get your fire team through, or even yourself by yourself through in a 10-minute fashion, compare that to over here with the fire team or the solo ops, 5 to 10 minutes for single player, okay? 10 to 15 minutes as a fire team. If you can get yourself by yourself through these missions in approximately that same amount of time, you're going to get the best rewards from here. And again, you don't have to worry about only getting 1 reward per week or having a reward cap. The Pinnacle rewards can be farmed endlessly per Bungie. Now, if they change that, I don't know. That might become a problem for some people once they get up to that 400 power level cap. Again, we're all going to get there eventually. So it's just going to depend on how often that you are playing. But anything in this list, if you have a favorite activity, just play it. You'll get to 400 at some point. If you are looking for the quickest ways to grind your XP, the easiest way to say you'll get the highest XP is by maxing out, if you're solo, going in here to customize your experience and gradually increasing as you unlock the next tier power level for advanced for 100, expert for 200, so on and so forth. And then once you get up to that 400, the only way you're going to be able to increase is if you go through exotic or Pinnacle missions, such as what's in the Pinnacle slot right now. Now, Will you have more than 3 to choose from on a given basis after some time? Maybe. I don't know yet because there's not going to be enough people there within the first week to where Bungie's even going to have to address things like fans' complaint about different options. I don't know. Maybe they are addressing it right now. But the biggest XP gains are going to come from the most difficult of activities. So if your goal is XP grind, and that is the point of this video, the portal is your key to 400 regardless of how you get there. It doesn't matter. So if you are the casual player and you just want to go through the rotating playlist here on the right-hand side, great, go for it. You will get to 400. Once you get to 400, then you have to start for sure shooting for pinnacle rewards. Okay? Your first goal, number 1, is to get to 200. Get to 200 by doing literally anything in the game. For most people, that's going to be going through the latest expansion and going through the different activities that the Edge of Fate brought to us. Once you get to 200, though, it's time to come back to the portal and start grinding out beyond Kepler. Hopefully, this is kind of a comprehensive guide. If you are unsure what to do with the portal, if you are a solo player, go straight into solo. If you are if you want to matchmate with other Guardians out there and you want to focus on specific missions, go to the Fireteams Ops playlist. Go to increased Fireteams Ops playlist and see all the way up. You're going to be able to matchmake, but you won't have control over what you're running. This is going to be interesting, though. Master difficulty with matchmaking. We've never seen that before, so just keep that in mind. But if you want more control over what you're running, again, that's what these lists are for right down here. If you got a fire team of 3 and you want to go through Battleground Delve 50 times in a row and you want the hardest possible difficulty because you guys can master it in 10 minutes or less and you know you're going to get a buttload of XP from doing this, do it. If your fire team is filled with, members that are a little bit fuzzy on builds, maybe don't have the best gear, might be brand new, you can still cater your experience to your gaming desires, but you're going to have to dial it back a little bit and maybe grind a few more times beyond what you would normally do if you were at those higher difficulties. So I hope that kind of summarizes the best ways to grind XP for your character to help you get up to 400 as fast as possible. Once you get to 400, you're really going to have to hone in on those pinnacle missions, those pinnacle portal missions, as far as getting that gear from 400 to 450. The easiest thing I can tell you right now is as soon as you can start upping the difficulty for those pinnacle missions, the faster you're going to get bigger chunk XP gains, and of course the ones that have multiple completion rewards are going to give you multiple options that you'll receive once completing them, so you can upgrade multiple pieces of gear and multiple weapons at the same time, as opposed to just getting one completion reward for certain activities like regular strikes, for example. That's going to be the fastest way you can level up your character to 400. And if you can figure out a way to do that as efficiently as possible, as you increase the natural difficulty of those missions, you're going to just max your character out. I won't say the words extremely quickly, but it's going to be a lot faster than if you're just running normal difficulty solo ops or fire team missions. If you did find anything helpful in this video, please consider liking and subscribing. If you know a Guardian out there who could benefit from a video like this, please consider sharing this video with them or send them my way. My goal is to help as many people as possible. As always, if you guys are looking for a non-toxic gaming community, you guys are looking for some friends to pal around with and figure all the Edge of Fate stuff and secrets out with, feel free to hop into my Discord. I'll have a link provided in the description, and make sure to check out my second iteration of Edge of Fate for beginners, which is going to be going over how to set your character builds up so that you can maximize your potency as you're continuing to grind your light levels. As always, guys, I want to thank you all for your support. I've been waiting for this expansion for a long time, as has most of you, so I'm excited to keep bringing you guys as much help as I possibly can, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.